Good morning, everyone. It is September 28th, 2025. I could have sworn just like, I don't know, a month ago, uh, it was January. Anyway, it most certainly seems to me like time is accelerating. You know, I've heard my whole life while people come in the room and welcome everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy chaos Earth. Hate to say it that way, but gosh, man, we have a lot to discuss today. And I'm going to try to stay on track. I probably do need to start taking more notes because there's so much going on that it's hard to keep up with it all. I most certainly, and one of the reasons I'm going to talk about this a lot today is if you're like me, all this noise has a way of getting me off track, right? Like I need to stay focused. I am a senior to all the other crazy stuff going on this planet, okay? I am senior to all this insanity going on. And I really believe that. And I think that if I ground myself in the if I ground myself or maybe even drown myself in how powerful these two words are. Okay, I'm not talking about just like, hey, I'm motivated. I'm going to say I am a good guy 3 million different times. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about envisaging who I am. And I continue to expand that, okay? Because the truth is, I don't know who I am. I mean, let's think about it. And I may get political today. I've tried to really stay apolitical here. But I think there's so much chaos in the world right now. We just going to have to confront the world we live in. It's hard enough. Like I'm trying to confront who I am. And where I was headed with this was this morning at I woke up at 4:30 this morning. My 18-year-old daughter, who's getting ready to leave the country for 3 weeks and then go about her life, she and I plan to go fishing this morning at 5. I love fishing at dark. It's awesome. Plus, how many girls, 18 years old, get to go fishing at night with lights with their dad and, spank into some fish. Anyway, I had a feeling she wasn't going to show up. She's blown me off 4 times. I've never had a girl in my entire life blow me off 4 times. I finally had to just look at her and go, dude. Anyway, she slept in too late. I was a little sad. Anyway, I was out fishing on the dock, and she sneaks up on me and scares the shit out of me at 8:30. She was supposed to be with me at 5. She shows up at 8:15. Anyway, we pop out on kayaks, catch a redfish, probably this big. Took me about 10 minutes to bring in right at dawn. I mean, not at dawn, but like the sun was breaking. And beautiful big redfish. Nice way to start the day. And what an awesome memory for me to have with my daughter, but also for me to share with her because I'll be gone one day and she'll be thinking about that fish was this big. Anyway, it's that was the start of my day. It's a beautiful morning. I don't do that enough. I see Ryan Malta in the room and other people, Phil Bradley and Al Velma, Line Trash, Mel M. Mel, you are always so kind in your commentary. You're just very sweet. Thank you very much. First comment I got here this morning about 9:30. I lit up the room and I get a comment. Some guy says, Everything you do is shit. That's my opening comment. Um, so where was I going with the story of the redfish? I was going somewhere with that. Well, let me just take it here. Let me take it here. One thing I want to make sure um, I share with you, at least I share with you. Uh, I think the greatest thing that I can ever um, accumulate in my entire life, I think the greatest thing that we're not told often enough, or I wasn't told, maybe I wasn't listening, but the greatest thing that a man should or a woman should try to collect, I mean, be a hoarder. Hey, can you guys repost the room, please? I see a few people have reposted the room. That's really, really cool. You guys just repost the room. Family, friends, lawyers, anybody you know. Uh, I hope everybody's at church today. If you're not and you don't like the religious part of church, love to have you here. Not trying to take you away from church. These are recorded. You can listen to them later. You don't have to watch me. You can just listen. But if you guys could just repost the room and invite someone, the greatest thing you can do for me is to invite someone that's never been here before, even maybe doesn't know YouTube or Spaces or Rumble. I am a strong human being. I mean, for sure. And I can most certainly tell you that I have no shame in saying that I am jacked up, inturbulated, uh, a little scared, very nervous about the future, uh, a bit fatalist, actually, at this point. We need to talk about being fatalist, okay? Um, it's funny, I just learned so much as I'm communicating. It's almost like I'm having a psychology, a counseling session, and I have all you guys to sit here and listen. Not that I'm using it this way. I actually think I am getting extreme amount of self. I was going to say clarity, but I'm not sure I'm getting clear. I'm posing an awful lot of questions to myself. They are, shaking my universe around quite a bit. But I would tell you, you should not be scared of asking these questions, because not to ask, not to ask the question that we need to ask, it is a sin. Not to ask the question we need to ask, okay? It, and not to ask questions at all. We should be asking questions and should not be ashamed of asking questions. And when the answer is non sequitur, when the answer is with a conflation, if the answer doesn't satisfy you, then I don't think that you need to just agree because 8 million people agree on something. Usually people are wrong as a group. So it would be okay for everyone to start going, hey, I don't think that's accurate. Okay. In fact, what is that based on? Can you show me some data? And so you're going to ask me, hey, what is the most important thing somebody could collect? Is memories, man. Is memories and adventures. Where do memories come from? They come from adventures. Why do people start feeling like they get old? Why do people, when they retire, they kind of go in a decline? Well, I think it's because you're not creating memories, man. Because if you're not doing adventures, how can you create any memories? Even some bad adventures still have some good memories, and most certainly they have some awesome. They make awesome stories. Okay, so I'm all over the place. I know that I'm all over the place because I can see y'all's comments, and I'm all over the place. Um, Memories for all you parents that will understand this for what it's worth. I'm just gonna like, and if you're new here, I don't prepare for this. I sit down before I get on camera and I ask the universe to use me as a brush, a microphone, a tool. I am a tool. Okay, that's it. Um, I just want to be used as a vessel. I think I'm just going to let it flow. Okay, and so it may sound chaotic. Um, Maybe everybody needs to embrace how chaotic our universe is right now, and I most certainly am a little chaotic. So what I want to talk about today, because of all the chaos, and if you want me to go over the chaos, in fact, why don't we do that while people are coming in the room? There's 800 people in the room. Let's just go through what humanity is having to deal with today. Okay. And by humanity, I do not mean just America, Americans. Okay. Europeans, I love you here. Asians, I love you here. I wish I could speak your language. Um, I would love to do this in another language so other people could access it. If somebody could help me with that, I'd love that help. Um, I was listening to something the other day, and in doing the I am, see, I've been a big believer that I take the following steps. I first get into pain. I get into pain or I get into some dissonance that makes me feel uncomfortable. Now, I particularly believe, and I'm getting ready to write this down. I've written this down probably 30 million times, but I'm going to write it down again. Pain is awesome as a indicator of where to look. Where to look, what to do, where to go, okay? If I'm scared, I know I should go toward the fear. Like the fear itself, there's a part of the fear that I am trying to keep for myself. But that fear tells me, and it's a particular type of fear, and that's why it's really cool for people to learn to to identify their feelings, but not to become identified by the feelings. Okay. I can identify, oh, wow, I'm sad this morning. My daughter's going to leave. She showed up late. She doesn't show up late for other people or friends. Of course, she's going to show up. Hey, look, I'm her dad. Like I showed up late for my mom all the time. I cannot let this get about me. She's 18. It's about her now, right? It's always like we must understand that people are self-centered from birth. Like it's so clear, like the whole world revolves around the child. And you know, I could have thrown this girl straight into college. She's going to do a veterinarian degree, so she has to go to college. Otherwise, I wouldn't agree with. Um, but instead, her mom and I talked, chatted with her and said, "Hey, look, we think you're probably better off maybe taking a year or two, travel the world, go hang out with animal guys and send her to a diving team and, travel the world, get to know what's going on, take some classes and get some practical experience under you." I think I'm doing it fairly gracefully, although it's, not terrifying, but it's somewhat scary, and it's, you look, you're having to let go of a child, right? Um, And people are like, dude, 18 years old, the first place she's going is Zimbabwe. And, you know, I asked her this morning, I said, hey, do you have any questions for me? Is there anything that you know, haven't asked me that you want to know that you have, and then I just left it at that, man. I'm not going to do a whole big old rah, rah, rah. She's going to have adventures. Okay. And she's going to create memories. And that's what I told her to do. Go out, travel the world, be aware, make sure you don't get in trouble. Hopefully she doesn't. Hopefully she doesn't get hurt. Uh, and on that, okay, I called not a bunch, but a number of different intelligence friends of mine and military guys. Called a guy just the other day. I said, hey, man, should I hire some people to, like, check my kids out and get them, do something with them to get them prepped and maybe, I don't know, do a sneak ops on them and kidnap them, scare the shit out of them, make them aware. And my buddy's like, dude, you can't prepare your kids for that. You can't. They're not going to listen to you anyway. It was such a healthy response from a guy that could have probably made 20 or 25 grand from me, maybe more, just to go, hey, Gary, like, just tell them to be aware and don't go to stupid places. And then, you can't control the future. I cannot control NC. I can't control Steve. I can't control crypto mob. I can't control my employee. I can't control the tax man. I can't control any of the crazy stuff going on, which is where I'm trying to go, because what I was talking about was the pain and the confusion. Okay. I think there's a lot of pain going on, the harmonic, the frequency on this planet. Let me just go through what I think you guys and I most certainly have been dealing with. 9/11 is still in the memory of most people, which was a tragic, horrific, shocking event. From there, we went to Iraq with this crazy idea that, all these cavemen had nuclear weapons. By the way, we have never, ever stood up and said, hey, that was all lies, and you guys need to do like 10 years in prison. We just keep letting these guys get away with this shit. We don't ask the right questions, okay? I'm going to say, you're not going to like this show today, okay? And the reason I said the pain and the confusion, okay, and why I need to be aware of my feelings, but not to be so aware of my feelings, I become my feelings. As I was walking in here this morning, I was like, I remember a time when somebody said, hey, man, you want to give a speech somewhere? And I'd be like, oh, yeah, I don't want to give a speech. And now I'm doing like, I don't even think about talking to people, right? Communicating with people. I don't know why I just said that, except to say, hey, you do something over and over and over again. I didn't want to do these TV things. I most certainly didn't start this thing thinking I was going to be doing I Am on Sunday mornings as a church event, and mostly have very little interest in running a media show or a Bitcoin show or hey, I am Gary Cardone, look at me, how cool I am, buy a t-shirt from me. Like, I have zero interest in that. But this show right here, I mean, I've actually thought about expanding it some. And the reason I thought about it is because I think there's so much confusion in the universe. We need a anchor. Okay. We need something to, what's the word I'm looking for? Electricity, ground all of this frequency. I do. I mean, I spend a tremendous amount of time outside when it's not too hot. And then I've got these bells out here. Now, I didn't do this on purpose, okay? I've always had chimes around me. I cannot remember a time since I was 28 that I did not have chimes at one of my homes. And as my life has become in the last 5 years, I've done a tremendous amount of reflection. I've noticed the chimes more and more. And some of that is where I live. It's extremely quiet out here. I would encourage you guys, like if I was going to sell merchandise, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to sell chimes. I mean, it's a lovely frequency. I am so sorry if you guys are going to have a hard time following this today, but I know that I'm bouncing, but it does make sense to me what I'm saying, okay? Because what I'm saying is that a lot of things are coming together in my universe right now, and it's because I'm doing this. I mean, one of my daughters actually looked at me last night. She's like, "Man, you're doing a lot of work with plants right now," and I'm been. She can see it. Now, I started doing that after I am. Love life. I love birds and dogs and cats and fish. And I lost my two birds that you guys like so much when you hear me on Spaces. Those are two beautiful blue lovebirds. Both they flew away yesterday. Um, anyway, my daughter came home and we were talking about the birds, and she's like, "Wow, man, you're doing a lot with the plant, the plants." I said, "Yeah, that's a good sign, isn't it?" And she looked at me because she saw me a time when I had nothing around me. I could only take care of two things: me and a war that I was in. And like I let everything go. I just totally focused. And that's what you and I need to do right now. And we're getting so much noise right now since 9/11, Iraq. We then, I'm just going to go straight to COVID. Okay, we go to COVID 2019. World gets very weird. I believe COVID alone has shifted the frequency on this planet, almost at a cellular level. I mean, I don't know that. The trauma and the polarization that was done by that planned event, and I do believe it was a planned event. I have always believed this came out of America from day one. It sounded, smelled, and tasted like a CIA operation to me. And I got to tell you, man, I watched humanity. I was shocked. I was shocked at how accurate I was. From how really, I have always believed people are lemons. My whole life since I can remember, I would look around and go, man, I think everybody's weird. I think everybody's fucking asleep, dude. Nobody's paying attention. I cannot remember a time when if a group of people were going somewhere, let's say everybody wants to be in the Key Club, last place I want to be. I think that's a super talent, okay? The willingness and ability to observe something. This is not me doing this. This is a gift I was given. I observed something. I'm like, dude, I'm not going along with that. I don't need to like, oh wow, you guys are weirdos. I never did that. I'm not obnoxious, but I don't have to go along with it. And I'm going to use a number of different stories today to hopefully confront every one of you, 1,300 people. I haven't done enough. Gary Cardone, have been quiet in the past when I should have been loud. I have not said things that I should have said. I have been quiet when I should not have been. I am not studied enough in some subjects to even know whether I'm being told the truth or lies. And therefore I am part of the problem. And what's the what's the line in that Beatles song about Rolling Stones, JFK was killed and who's to blame? All of us are to blame, or maybe it was David Bowie or something. See, I think we're all to blame here because we all got sleepy, man. Sleepy, lazy, apathetic, entitled. We've been killing foreigners for 60 years, man, over stupid shit. Okay. I literally hear people that are so patriotic that they want their way of life at all expense to anyone but ourselves. That is bullshit, okay? I would rather $700 crude oil, $20 gasoline than to kill another human being. Okay? It's ridiculous. America is the greatest country in the world. 300 million people should stand up and say, hey, but we don't kill people, okay? We keep peace. We make peace. We make productivity. We make things. We don't charge outrageous margins for it because we're efficient. And there's nothing we can say about the life we live, okay? We've had a war going on in Ukraine since the late 80s. And you guys all want to talk about 6 years ago. We had 2 pipelines blown up. We're meddling in a warm water port that Russia has had control of forever. The Ukrainians and the Russians have been having intercourse for 1,000 years. And America, in our genius, 250-year-old genius fucking operation, decides that we are going to decide, or not, actually not us. It's actually a bunch of racketeering and probably treasonous military people who were helping a bunch of criminals, 5 women in Europe, the United Nations, a complete criminal organization, NATO, a complete criminal organization. And none of us are talking about it. And I am done being quiet. It's hey, George Galloway was held in by Interpol or by the terrorism division in the United Kingdom. Galloway and his wife were stopped and detained at Gatwick Airport yesterday. There's 2 million votes. Back to just all the confusion that you guys, your universe, your soul, you yourself, the I am that you're supposed to be, is being inundated with all this energy. All of it. Okay. That's before the energy of you trying to make a living and your son having a drug problem and your divorce and this or that or this or that and just living. We also have Charlie Kirk in what may be the most heinous and public terror event, a public execution, assassination, a political assassination. Okay, now this is now number 3, 2 of Mr. Trump attempts, and now this guy slap in the face to you, Mr. Trump. We have the whole planet trying to kill you, and I don't see you saying a word about it. And if it were me, I'd be like, hey, this is the real story, okay? It is not a kid, 22-year-old kid, took a 30-06. I know weapons. I have taken down trees with 30-06s, okay? Pine trees, dense pine trees, this diameter, and 4 or 5 rounds, tree just goes, explodes. That's a tree, okay? Not a watermelon. This is the biggest bullshit story I've ever heard in my life. Okay, let's continue to go through the bullshit stories in no particular order. Let's go to Israel, everyone's favorite country or religion or political debate. I still don't know what Israel is. So I'm just going to go on the record for saying that I know it's a shame. I don't know whether Israel is a country, a religion, or some special DNA structure that makes them have a higher IQ. I don't know if you have to be Jewish blood to be Israeli. And I don't know if we get Mossad, their CIA, um, confused with them, with Israelites, I guess. By the way, when did it become my job to understand your politics, your religion, what you do or don't believe in, what your Bible does or doesn't say, what your politics are? Like, dude, I'm having a hard enough time keeping up with my own shit, okay? I should not have the responsibility, and I am sick and tired of you shaming me or attempting to shame me for not understanding your fucking confusing religion, because it's all over the place, man, okay? And by the way, I grew up Catholic. When the Catholics started turning into pedophiles, which sounds like they might have had a whole group of them from the very get-go, it is not my responsibility as a Catholic to protect Catholicism or these fucks in the Catholic Church. Jews, if your peeps are doing bad things, you should stand up and call them out. Okay? And if you don't call them out, you're part of the problem. You're a criminal. If I know there's crime going on and I don't say it, I'm a punk. I'm a punk and I'm actually part of the problem. And so are you. And that's how we got here, folks. That is how we got here. Okay? They shot Kennedy in the face. Lyndon Johnson shows up like he looks like Mr. Clean, right? And all of us just go, yeah, well, whatever. Send me I Love Lucy. Give me a pay grade, and we're all good to go. You know, in the history of this planet, I'm not extremely well studied, okay, but I'm for $1 million. I'm going to say that in the history of this planet, there is not an instance where freedom was given to anyone freely. Just, here you go, man. Go be free. Not once. Not fucking one time. By the way, power, which I think has a relationship with freedom, power has never, ever been given. It has only ever been taken. Why am I saying that? Because if you want to look at this through a number of different perspectives, lenses, viewpoints, freedom is not free. And you have not paid anything for it in a long, long time. That's what I'm saying. You haven't paid shit for it. You sit here and complain, hey, I'm only making 18 an hour. There's no jobs. The government's screwing me. Well, that's all you've been doing is talking. You have not been writing letters, standing up with facts, joining armies of people. Stop arguing with me. I am your partner here, man. I am most certainly not perfect. Okay? Bob's not perfect. My friend Simon in the UK, who knows politics and the political constructs better than almost any person I know, like, I love the guy to death, okay? But he cannot do this by himself. He's too deep into it, okay? I need to know what to do tomorrow, today. What do I do? And what I'm doing right now is what I think you and I should do, which is to acknowledge how insane the planet is today. And if we're not careful, Look, I'm not trying to get dark here, okay? But if you look at the stats here, if you want to end up like the United Kingdom, and I predict the United Kingdom is not salvageable at this point. I could see the UK having a huge political problem and major downfall in the next 18 months, if not far less than that. In fact, I think all of this has to happen before 2026. Right or wrong, but at least I'll throw my what I think is a reasonable and very neutral perspective, knowing that I really don't know what the inside game is. There's so many different levels of chess here, which is really sad, but it is what it is. One of my least favorite sayings, by the way. Every time I say that, it is what it is. It's such a fatalist comment. It's such an apathetic comment. 2 million votes came through United Kingdom to not vote for the CBDC rule, that the United Kingdom is going to shove up the United Kingdom citizens' asses, down your throats, up your nose, and in your veins. And if they can chip you, they will. I'll be shocked. I think you could get 50 million people in the UK, which there's only 68 million or so. I think you get 50 million, they're still going to do it. I think you get 50 million people to say no, and they're still going to jam it up you, because they actually never did leave the EU. They are part of the EU. They're part of Christine Lagarde's IMF and Ursula. The AFID, more chaos and confusion. Does anyone know what the AFID is? The AFID is a new German political group who has taken votes by storm, okay? Like they've never had a political group come out and do what's happened in Germany. Seven predicted, by the way, I predicted this. I said, oh, they're going to kill every one of these AFID people. 7 people have died, all belonging to the AFID. And then Charlie Kirk happened. You guys ain't talking shit about the 7 people. Okay, so you got Galloway was detained. You got 7 people dead in Europe who want to overthrow Germany. You have Germany now violating the Russian sanctions put on by the Americans after we blew their fucking pipes up. 2 major pipes, okay? Act of terror. That was one of the greatest acts of terror on Europe committed in the last 100 years, okay? Took energy prices in Germany from, I think, 600 to about 1,800, tripled energy prices. That was the moment I was like, oh, wow, they're bankrupt. They're done. They don't have a car industry now. Okay? Like, nobody's making metal and turning it into cars at $1,700 a fucking megawatt. I just want to remind everyone, Europe, and I am going to get to the IM thing, okay? Because this is important. Because there's 400 million people. There's 400 million IMs in Europe who are getting ready to get fucked. Okay? And guess what? They're part of our family, folks. Whether we like it or not, man. They're human beings. Human beings will go into survival mode. I am really a good human being. Unless you put me under tremendous amounts of pressure. If you compromise me, if you tell me you're going to kill my children, if you starve me, I might start doing some things that I would not have considered doing otherwise. Now, amplify that. And then, by the way, let's not forget that it only takes 1 or 2%. People go, oh, wow, we're only bringing in 2%. Okay, well, let's do this. 20 million people come into a continent. 2% of them are insane. Okay, I'm talking psycho fucking pathic. Well, that's 40,000 psychos. Okay, 20 million times 2% is 40,000 maniacs. Rapists have no conscience, no care, no whatever. By the way, this stat is accurate. Okay, I think the psychotic, truly psychotic, is somewhere between 1.5 and 2.5%. How many congressmen do we have? How many professional politicians do we have? I'll bet you it's more than 2% that are politicians that are psychopathic. But let's just pretend like it's just 2%. How many people in the U.S. government? I'll bet you there's probably 20 million people employed in the U.S. government. That means there's 40,000 psychopaths. You know, psychopaths don't just come through Venezuela, right? They come from all over the place. So you have to confront that we have crazy people in the world today. We have people that don't care about how you feel or whether you live. Some of those people are literally running our country today. You guys are sitting here going, oh, let me tell you everything you've forgotten. Okay. The Charlie Kirk thing. The moment I saw it, you know, the shocking thing for me, it didn't shock me. It didn't. I was like, oh, yeah, of course. Literally that I was nonplussed about it. I literally like, oh, wow, really, man? And that was it. It was literally like, oh, of course they're going to do it. They're going to kill Candace. Okay. Anyone that's being indicted right now on the Comey side, the suicides and the killings are going to be amazing. That young man that supposedly carried a 24-pound rifle, one of the most a heavy, very non-flexible rifle, very difficult to break down. He won't live through the end of the year. In fact, if he makes November, I'll be shocked. For you financial people who go, hey, man, none of this really impacts me, you know that's not true. Japan's yields, their bond rates have exploded, 35-year highs. Everything is disconnected. We have companies the size of Oracle changing valuations 30% in one day. NVIDIA has a stock price change of $250 million in a day. There's bankruptcies all over the place in retail that no one's really talking about. Unemployment's climbing. The inflation word, the most hilarious thing about all the inflation stuff is all the inflation that's come over the last 2 or 3 years came because of political intervention. I believe 99% of every dollar that's been inflated here was done through intervention. It's not real inflation. It's actually intervention. It's war. It's bullshit. It's fake. There's so much of everything around. We're probably on the precipice of full-on financial, like when you see these kind of shocks, okay, these are historic. I mean, I could go through a monster amount of them. Gold is up. Silver is up. Gold has hit all-time highs. Silver is at $6 away. $6 away from an all-time high. I have friends that believe silver can go to $200. Platinum's up 75%. Thanks, Yowzer. these things don't happen without, like, they're indicators of problems, lots of problems, okay? Bitcoin moves from 16,000 to 112. Now, what else do we have that's insane? Is anybody discussing how many people are getting ready to die? Is anybody discussing how many 35 and 45-year-olds are dying of heart attacks and athletes just boom, bye, see you, 35 years old? I just had a blood test done. I'm a very I go to the doctor probably 3 or 4 times a year, um, not to fix things, but to keep things working well. And he knows how I live my life, and he doesn't really necessarily support it. He just knows, I am who I am, and takes all my blame. Like, dude, you're in awesome shape. Your blood looks great. And the reason I'm saying that is that I think that if you don't know, most people have already been impacted with death or illness in their families. And I'm sorry for you. In this last 5 or 6 years, I know people that haven't even been to their dad's funeral since COVID. They were stopped in the UK from going. Total terror act, in my opinion. Okay, uh, total terror act. And if you think I'm crazy and I'm going to lose you as a follower, cool. Prove me wrong, man. Just go listen to Robert Malone. He's a doctor. Total terror act. This was done on purpose. And I think you're going to see in the next 3 years, we're going to have a population decline of 30. We're going to have a population decline of births. And we could even have a sterility issue for 4, 5, 6, 10 years because of this. And I don't think humanity's really ready to start going to a lot of funerals. And the reason I'm bringing it up, I don't think this vaccine's the end of this thing. Okay, it's going to have some carry on. And I'm sorry to be negative. I'm sure people are like, "Whoa, Gary, horrible Sunday." Okay, I wanted to be upbeat. We're going to get there, but we need to sit down and think about what the hell is going on. My universe is being like, "No, no, no, don't do I am, Gary. Go run around and listen to spaces and argue with people and do this and do." Okay. We're on the verge of World War III, dude. We're on the verge of gross, violent civil unrest in Europe, and we are on the very edge of the same here. Civil unrest, civil war. I believe we are at civil war in the United States right this second. When you arrest the ex-FBI director, okay, when you indict people, when people are being assassinated on TV and their ears are being blown off on TV, you can make any story you want up about how these came about. Dude, this is the edge. Okay, you can't not sit there and get unimpacted by this. Tuesday, there's 800 top brass, brigadier generals, colonels, and all their advisors ordered to be in Quantico on Tuesday. Now, the government now is responding to that saying, well, Hegswith wants everybody there, that he wants to do a motivational. You don't pull generals out of combat duties and say, all hands on deck. This hadn't been done in 100 years. One other last thing that I have to cover, that mainstream media just does so poorly. What is the deal with all the videos, all the AI, not the AI, all the alien, the orbs, and now we have A13 and 2 other space anomalies along with 4 comets all converging, uh, 3 of which are behaving in a way that scientists can't even explain. I mean, seriously, I'm very surprised that more people aren't like studying this. The amount of activity that is occurring through the astronomy world is really, really, really amazing. And so when I bring all this together, I'm like, man, the world's like, we got aliens, we got interdimensional beings, we got crazy aliens working inside the government, we have thieves, we have wars going on, we have creatures, man. We have people with 30-year-old young men and women coming out of college, and they're terrified, man. They're beyond terrified. They sound so beat up. I don't remember them being like this. So I am the solution. See, now when I get into all this and start going, man, it's a lot of shit, right? Well, guess why I'm calling you out, okay? I think we have to take responsibility for getting here. I think we have to take responsibility for not knowing our constitutional rights. I think we have to get comfortable with knowing that we got us here. Uh, Mr. Putin did not turn America into a shithole. Okay, the head of Iraq or Iran did not turn our country into Chicago or Los Angeles. My brother in Malibu is being told that if he spends, I don't know, $2 million on his house, he has to spend 50. I mean, we have regulators operating like they're the Gestapo, and we have military and other agencies almost as if they're serving 2 different masters. Maybe there's 2 different groups serving 2 different masters. If we don't fix this, it doesn't get fixed. That's easy to agree. You know, what's this great saying I came up with doing this show? The right thing to do is the right thing to do. Mr. Trump, the right thing to do is the right thing to do, okay? And everybody that serves you. You and I need to start saying no, 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 as a group of people. Okay? As a group of people, we need to start saying no. Everybody that looked at all this transgender stuff and didn't say, hey, knock that shit off. You know, we should have all shown up at school together. You know, my school, nobody shows up together, though. All the women want to run their deal. Everybody's got their own opinion. Man, we've really strayed, huh? Because we have all our little religions, and we're all right and super right. My religion's better than yours. Oh, no, mine's exclusive. You know, if I do these things, I get to go. I'm the better. Oh, look, I'm rich, so I'm better. None of that's real, man. We need every one of you. We need 8-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 88-year-olds. We must demand, okay, that like we must demand freedom. We must demand the right to knowledge, true knowledge. Can't start talking about taking my voice away. If you take my voice away, if you censor me, you have censored your ability to learn. I want to be able to stick my nose into anyone who's well studied. I want to be able to listen to anyone who has a theory. Like I would like it as a rule, hey, you can't delete anything from the internet. I like not being able to delete anything. If you and I are hanging out in a boardroom and I look over or in a courtroom and I go, well, fuck you. That's on the record, right? I cannot take it back. Hey, Your Honor, could you please delete my idiocy? No, but online we get to delete it all the time. If we couldn't delete it, maybe we would think before we hit the send button. Sat Chaser says talking is only going to get us so far. That's why I'm getting political. I don't like politics, but I tell you what, we need to get pissed off. You know, I remember a time sitting in church, remembering when priests actually talked about right and wrong. Damn. I remember a time when priests talked about right and wrong to their community. Hey, this war is not good, or hey, you got to. You know, if you're Catholic and you've sinned, you go to confession, you admit your sins, and then you do an act of contrition. I think attrition or contrition. If you're in AA, you go through the 12 steps and you do your amends. Okay? We need to make amends for taking granted our great country, our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our right to actually ask questions about what is true. Okay? It's just, we are not going to make it if we are building our whole society on falsehoods, myths, science that's not science, and math that doesn't math. And we only do that by becoming extremely strong internally, me first, and then I can adapt, cooperate, assimilate into a larger group and play a functional role. Guys, you have a bunch of bad guys all cooperating, and we're pointing our fingers at them or each other. We're worried about, you know, Gary saying the F word on a church thing, or what I think or don't think about Hamas instead of the big picture, man. Okay? Quit telling me not to listen to others. Okay? You guys, the church I grew up in was committing heinous crimes on humanity. They may still be, I don't know. It is wrong for me to protect the Catholic Church while they're harming children. Like, just because you own a t-shirt or a fucking label, or your mom raised you in something, some group, or you're a Green Bay Packer fan, if the Green Bay Packers go crazy, like, you're crazy not to say, hey, they're crazy, and withdraw your support. Fuck. Is it so hard? Now, you guys that are going to hate me over my comments about Israel, okay, I've mentioned a lot of people here. But let me just go on the record and say this, okay? For the last 50 years, almost every incident, in fact, I'm almost going to say everyone, but a good 99% of every big incident, political, assassination, war, collapse, intervention of a political country, every time it is a blue and white flag involved or a red, white, and blue flag. So you Americans, pick your poison. Is it us, or is it Israel, or is it both of us? Or the fourth one, is it some other thing that you and I know nothing about that operates out of the knowledge of all the other political offices, and we're just fucking bunch of ants being run by a bunch of neocons, the way y'all use the term. Okay, so Israel doesn't run shit. Okay, they don't run me. They can't Charlie Kirk 8 billion people. So knock it off, okay? It's just not true, guys. Okay, we just start saying no. How many times have you said no to people? Yo, knock that shit off, dude. I don't buy it. No, I'm not doing business with you until you stop harming people. By the way, the other thing, I think there's how many nations just wanted Palestine in? I I don't know enough about Palestine, but for God's sakes, dude, do people have the right to live on this planet? When did it become cool to say that people who are identified as Palestinians can't live somewhere? I'm totally cool with giving anyone their own nation. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Are you telling me that you believe the Palestinian is less than me? Is an Israeli less or more than me? Is a Jew less or more than me? Is an Italian is an atheist better or worse than me? I say no, neither. They're human beings. It's not like we got here because we shut up. We got politically correct. We got too comfortable, okay? And we didn't want to suffer the pain. We didn't want to suffer the isolation. We didn't want to suffer the embarrassment, and we didn't want the tension. We didn't want our wife's family bitching at us. And we took no time to educate ourselves enough to educate other people. Reg, you can leave the room, bro. I'm speaking nonsense. I'm sure there's somebody that will speak sense to you, okay? It's cool. You don't have to like what I'm saying, man. What I have to do is sit here like I don't need to be doing this. You know what would be really easy for me? It'd be really easy for me just to go paint. But for some reason, the universe gave me a sense of duty. Sense of duty. Some of you will go, oh, wow, I know what that means. Hey, for you guys that know exactly what, if you have that sense of duty, I love you, man. You've been gifted with something, okay? It's a burden a lot of the time, but like it's a gift. If you know there is a sense of duty, that a sense of duty, doing the right thing, no matter what, doing the right thing because it is your duty as a man or a woman, or hey, I'm on the spot. Here it is. I'm showing up. Dude, that to me is one of the key elements to a human being. Guy says, I show up, man. If I got to lose my arm, my leg, my body, my life, I'll show up. If this is this is the game I'm in, I'm going to do the best I can. Sense of duty. It is my duty to do this right now because nobody else is going to do this. Nobody. And they're not going to do it the way I do it. And there'll be people that don't like me, and that's cool, man. I really do tell the guy, hey, man, go find somebody else but see, what I don't understand is why would you do that to me? Just leave the room, man. Why are you trying to be a dick? See, I look at that and go, whoa, why did I call the guy out? Well, I'm calling him out because you guys got to stop doing this, man. Stop doing this to people where there's like you can't find any facts of negative shit on me. There aren't any. Okay, look all you want. When you're done looking, shut the fuck up. But these people don't even look. Okay, there's plenty of people for you guys to go smash on, man. There's like very few people. Okay, very few people have very little in their closet to be embarrassed about. The other reason I'm doing it is because it pains me so bad to go against my sense of duty. I don't want this sense of duty. I'd rather be kind of like oblivious to it. I do. Look, and I think that's where some of us have been. Now, look, I'm not blaming you guys, okay? I'm not blaming. I'm blaming us as a group of people acting together that we outsourced the running of our morals, the running of our churches, the running of our schools, the running of our governments, our highways, just everything about our entire lives, man. We've outsourced, and I think when you don't hold people accountable, they become unaccountable. They do. Uh, they go off the rails because they can, right? You can hide things. This is about transparency, okay? I do believe, okay, that many of the problems we have today, and I've spent probably more time this morning than you will ever see me spend on a problem, an hour and 36 minutes, but it's a big problem, an hour on just the problem, okay? And I think the problem is all this noise, all the drama, and you're looking at it all instead of us sitting here going, I am, where's the guy that didn't like me? Reg, I am Reg. I am kind. I am bright. I am a great leader. I am a great communicator. Whatever your I am is, right? We're all doing I am, I am. Now, sooner or later, man, you're going to get to a point where, oh, wow, actually, I am duty. I believe the universe gave me some gifts. And the greatest gift is the instinct to do, um, or not to do, but to trust to do. Like I'm really very comfortable not planning too much. Uh, well, not over planning. I think the doing part, once you kind of know what you need to do, like it was very clear to me a year ago. Oh, wow. I mean, clear to me like on a Saturday that I needed to do this. Sunday, I was doing it. Okay. And following this, I will continue doing this as long as there's 1,000 people in here. I will continue saying that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again because it is my lock-in. See, it's my little way of keeping Gary wrapped. Pain is awesome. Fear is awesome. Quit running from it. You've never been able to outrun it. Think about it, okay? Think about how many times you delayed confronting something. Not convenient. Don't want to piss her off today. Need that bonus. Better wait till January. You know what? Oh, shit. Let's just do it this one time. All that rationale, pain, fear, confusion. If I cannot wear it like a badge, I do see people wearing their emotions like badges. Clothes, like you start wrapping yourself up in it and getting all comfy in it. I most certainly have done that. I mean, the thing is, though, I have never outrun fear, and I've never outrun shame or guilt. Never. And you're not going to either. I'm pretty sure you've never been able to outrun your fear. So sooner or later, I get to turn around and go, okay, man. In fact, I don't think I am turning around. See, it's funny because I think when I'm nervous or scared or something like that, that um, I keep thinking I'm going forward, but I'm not really going forward. I'm constantly looking backwards. So if I just took the time to confront it and go, okay, hey, fear, what are you? Like, what are you so scared of? Oh, you're scared of making a commitment. Then go make the commitment. Taylor Genetics says, no fear, only for no. Richard Truth 533 says, no fear. Well, I lost it. No fear, just go forward. No fear, only forward. Bro, I got to tell you, I've had fear my whole life. I've never had that. You know, if you're hammered with fear, it's hard. I mean, for you guys that get hammered and you're frozen. Uh, I would look at yourself instead of just saying, because I can't say, "Oh, I have no fear." I have fear. Uh, I have enough history now. If you can just trust me, if I'm older than you, trust me on this one, okay? I have never turned around, embraced my fear, gone into the fear, and not learned something that was hugely advantage to me, hugely to my advantage. It's the weirdest thing. The fear is actually something that I am going to love, but I'm just not equipped to think it through that way. If I can just not even understand it and just go into it anyway, look, the fear is my indicator. Green light, green light, green light. Most people look at it and go, oh, red light, man, red light. Look, that was when I was learning not to touch the stove. Okay, I'm 60 now. Like, I don't have to worry about stoves, right? Wade says, fear is the mind killer. Yeah. Good to have you here, Wade. See, for me, yeah, and it's a paralyzer too. It's a paralyzer. Man, I'm bad paralyzed. That's interesting, huh? Fear is a paralyzer. And the problem wants me paralyzed. Okay, you think all these bad political guys, look, we most certainly have 30 or 40,000 bad political people, bureaucrats, people that you don't even know their names. Guarantee that. And they all have their human flaws. They all have their you know, just, you think I'm being crazy, okay? Just think about like how easy it would be to become compromised. I don't think it's that difficult. So pain, dissonance, fear, if I can learn to embrace these as indicators instead of hating them, instead of being scared of them, and then start writing about, hey, what is that fear really? Well, the fear is speaking in public. You take some steps, okay? What I'm trying to do, though, is to get you aware of another fear, another paralyzed, one that isn't so obvious. It's more social. It's has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with us. I can't do this by myself. Donald Trump can't do this by himself. If you're a fan of Bibi Netanyahu, he can't do it himself. In fact, I don't think anything that we're doing right now is going to actually fix it. I think this problem is so large at this point and systemic that we need this does not get fixed unless it all gets torn down first. This does not get fixed by putting Band-Aids on top of Band-Aids on top of Band-Aids on top of an infected wound that's never been cured. It's never been fixed. It's been plastered over. They call Band-Aids plasters in the UK. Plastered over in a dumbed down society. I mean, dumbed down and then dumbed down and then just lied to. I mean, lied to so badly that, I mean, they just tried to pass a bill the night after they destroyed Charlie Kirk's head. They tried to pass a bill that would that would stop that would they could cancel a guy like me for saying something about boycotting Israel or religion. I don't know exactly what the bill, but look, I thought that was awesome. Everybody said, fuck off. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to say about any group. Okay. Just happen to be these guys. The day, man, dude, you guys don't really care about your PR at all, do you? I mean, you could have waited a week or two. I am responsible for fixing this shit show. I am responsible. I am responsible. I mean, I have a sense of duty. If I don't do this, who is going to? If you don't do it, who's going to do it? Have you done it? No, you haven't, man. You haven't done it. That's how we're here. You went into the voting thing, went Republican, Democrat, Independent. All three of these groups are wrong. Republicans are bad. All Republicans are bad. All Democrats are bad. And I'll tell you why. You're so grossly flawed in your thought process. Absolutely, you're bad. Because the red or blue ain't going to work. It doesn't work. Okay. We're going to hate each other 50% of the time. It's stupid. It's the dumbest thing in the world. We'd be better off just having a damn dictator here. Okay. In fact, we'd be better off having AI run our damn country. Yeah, I might lose my passport, bro. You're right. I might lose everything I have, dude. Are you kidding me? I was hassled for the last 5 years over the dumbest lawsuits you've ever heard of in your life by the U.S. government. I ended up not paying a penny, not a cent, and everybody's going to say I did. I didn't pay a fucking penny. And every one of those cases were bullshit. Class action just got solved. I understood. The RICO's done. That was the dumbest thing. Y'all didn't hear any of that. No newspapers, no TV stations. Oh, the RICO charges against Gary Cardone have been dismissed. Yeah, they're fucking thrown right out of the fucking courtroom because they were stupid. See, we don't have enough people standing up and going, hey, this is bullshit, man. I don't know what all you billionaires need more money for. I got to tell you. Do not know why we don't have more really rich people going, hey, man, what can I do to help you? This is bull. What Jack Dorsey and all you super rich young guys, like, seriously, man. I am. Every time I get confused, I am confused on this for folks. I am. Right now, I'm confused as to what to do. And this may be, just not very entertaining and not fun. But the truth is, I don't, like, we could wake up tomorrow morning and find ourselves in a highly accelerated area because we're so close. We're so close to combustion. Two million people voted no in the UK yesterday. Don't tell me this isn't possible. We need a revolution, folks. This is what I didn't want to say. This is what I'm really worried about is the words. But we need a revolution. We're not fixing this little thing by tweaking around the edges. We're not fixing this. We're not going to fix this by having a vote. We're not. We're not going to fix this by having a vote. You don't get freedom by voting. I mean, you can try. But when you vote and you don't know the truth about anything, you don't know the truth about just basics of who owns what. You don't, when you're an American citizen and you realize that there are people that have dual citizenship that are congressmen and senators. Wow. I didn't know that. Zero transparency. This country is a liar, okay? Everybody should just go on the Charlie Kirk thing and watch the Charlie Kirk circus. You should vomit at the lack of transparency here. FBI, dude, you were all over the JFK thing, the RFK thing, the Martin Luther King thing. Your fingerprints are all over this fucking kill. I mean, just, dude, Patel, it's such an, y'all are embarrassing. Okay. Actually, I just think you're all corrupt. Okay. You're all corrupt until you go to Valhalla, bro. Valhalla up, okay? I know what Valhalla means. It means that you know what this sense of duty means. Cash, fucking man up, bro. All of y'all man up. If you guys don't man up, dude, no one's going to man up. We need some generals to man up. I sure hope Tuesday is about generals, brigadier generals, admirals, and colonels that are true Americans and they're true men. They actually stand up and they help get us. And this is going to be painful probably for a couple of years, but we need, I don't even know if this is fixable, but we need some men to stand up and say, hey, these crimes have been committed. We went way off track. Remember? Even in AA, you make amends. Hey, you have to admit what you did, man. If we don't go back and look at our country at the very basics and go, oh my God, we have been violating the Constitution, the Bill of Rights for 60 years. Do you want to live in a fairyland? Do you want to live like we have for the last 50, 60 years? Because you know what? This does not get better. It hasn't gotten better. It never improves unless it starts improving. And there is no example, not a shred of evidence of any advancement, any slowdown, any turnaround, any change in the fucking trajectory of this country going into the absolute toilet to be flushed into a gutter that is completely corrupted, old, leaking, fractured. Greatest country in the world, and we blew it. We blew it. Funny, easiest time. I was on a financial call with some people the other day, and we were having a debate. 2 or 3 of the smartest people I know, in fact, 2 or 3 of the most productive and accomplished people I know, stood very distant from the larger group. And our view was there's never been a greater opportunity to build and make things and generate tremendous wealth. I've never seen an opportunity like right now. Yet all I hear from most everyone is that everyone sounds like, oh, wow, I have no opportunities. And it is staggering to me. It's almost as if you are, sorry for the dirty fingers, but painter's paint. Uh, it's almost like it's an easy out because it's not true. There are so many opportunities right now that are really cool to, and I know it's not all about making wealth, but it's about producing, creating. It's about surviving. It's about swimming in an ocean. Don't get all like mamby-pamby with me. If you were a redfish, right? If you're a redfish, dude, and the big old sharks flying around the water, or I caught him, I released the fish. Okay, I could have easily eaten him for lunch today. Beautiful. I should have probably kept him. Am I a bad guy for killing him? No, this is the law of the land. Okay, so what's the point I'm trying to make? You guys are all being pushed down the food chain. You understand that, right? Like, I'm pretty sure no one's going to eat my ass. But you guys are being pushed down the food chain of the ocean. You're actually being pushed up closer and closer and closer to the water. Um, you know, it's cool, but I mean, like you're competing with an awful lot of fish in there. And by the way, big one just smashes through there every now and then and chows you all down. So I don't know why you're going to build this case. Now, what is my agenda? My agenda is to convert 30, 40, 50 people like me to start doing this out of 4,000, to start talking, to start communicating with each other. Look, I said some horrible things about Israel then, okay? I think they're accurate. Um, all I said was, I don't know the difference between Israel, Jews, and Israelites, and all these words they use or where you came from. I don't understand your religion, but I'm pretty much willing to say you ain't superior to anybody. You're not. Fuck you. And fuck you, anyone that thinks you're superior to anyone else. I have a lot of money. Doesn't mean shit. Am I a good, nice human being? Can I take time with other people without being a dick? Or is it all about me? Am I just still 16 years old? It's all about me. Me, 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 me. That's how we got here, man. Hey, another 72-inch TV, I'll go quiet. Give me some Netflix. I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I mean, my popcorn takes me 2.5 minutes to make now. I can have a pizza delivered within an hour. I don't have to go grocery shopping. And we should be disgusted. Seriously, man. And by the way, I just want to do a little just like maybe public service announcement for all of us that interact in this new world of social media, news, entertainment, whatever this is. First off, if you ever turn into a scumball and you take money and you do things, I will most certainly call your ass out. Okay. I highly, highly recommend to everyone that you do not trust, listen to anyone. I don't care how good they sound, how smart that dude, verify everybody. Verify absolutely everyone, including me. Do not look. I'm a human being. Okay, I have viewpoints. I'm easily messed up. So trust no one. Verify everything. Having said that, okay. Having said that, guys, you don't have to like me, but we are on the same side of the table. Okay, you don't have to like everything I say. Okay, I smoke cigarettes. You might not like that. Don't throw me out because I smoke cigarettes or I talk funny. Look at everyone as an asset. Okay, I have friends on here that I don't agree with everything. I wish they would say it slightly different. I can call them up on a phone call and say, "Hey, man, I love your comments. I like your viewpoint. I wonder if you said it just slightly different. If you added just a little something." For my friend Simon, that you guys know, I think Simon does a great job on the problem, and he and I do actually a really good job together because he's really good on that, and then I'm good on, okay, well, look, here's what we all need to do, and that is what I'm doing this morning. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. On this 10 or 11, 12 months that we've been doing this I am is about building myself up, building yourself, your own inventory, looking inside myself and going, okay, what am I awesome at? What am I really cool at? When I'm 16, I really don't have a clue. I mean, I'm probably great at one thing, and it's probably not anything y'all want to hear about right now. But by 22, I'm like looking around like my daughter's looking around going, oh, shit, man. So this is where we started the thing, right? This is why we love 15-year-old kids here, 8-year-olds, um, and 68 years old. And Simon's, okay. Laura, I agree with you. He's great. He's an awesome, I believe he's a good, well-hearted human being. When you are listening to these people online, by the way, I left this out, it's very easy. Guys, listening is a super talent that very few people exercise ever. Listen, watch. Consistency and inconsistencies. When someone's speaking, the more people speak, it should be very easy to identify who they are. Okay? Because over time, you will see they will either be consistent or inconsistent. Most people are highly inconsistent in their thought process and the way they communicate. And where you'll catch them is when they conflate. Conflating is, well, every Sunday, Easter ends on Sundays, or it's blue in the sky, and the guy will start arguing with you. Well, it's not actually blue; it's actually white, and then we get into a conflation discussion on what the atmosphere and the oxygen, and he's probably right and I'm probably right, but 8,000 people are sitting here listening to two guys pretend to be Karen and little bitch Karen, and both of them want to be right. Now, watch that behavior and go, oh, wow. So that's what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with a level of, hey, I need to remember you guys are in my club, dude. You're in the club, okay? Our club will get better. NFL football teams and baseball teams and every other sports team in the world takes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 years to put together. Do you think that Babe Ruth always liked hanging around with all his buddies? No, he didn't. But they still played like a team. When was the last time you guys thought about, hey, I want to be on his team? I'm in this team. Team Bitcoin, Bitcoin Army team, Team Freedom. See, I like Team Freedom a lot better than Team Bitcoin. Team Freedom. Freedom ain't free, folks. It ain't free. The last thing that's free is freedom. Your children are going to be imprisoned worse than you and I are. Right now, you and I have the luxury of just being imprisoned in our own little economy and our mind. I believe we are so close to restricting people's ability at will to move anywhere on this planet that they like without harming anyone. I think that's getting ready to get removed from you, my friend. If you knew that, if you knew that this was going to be removed, what would you do? Sense of duty. Okay, this is the topic. This is you have a job today. Okay. I want you to write down, I am dutiful. Everyone has to do this. I am dutiful. 3,300 people. And I want you to ask yourself, hey, what sense of duty do I have? What role do I have in society right now? What is my sense of duty? Do I have a sense of duty? Guys, you're going to die one day. It's not the worst exercise on the planet to, on a Sunday, 12:06, to ask yourself, hey, man, I got 22 days to live. I got 22 days to live. What am I going to do? What is my sense of duty? Huh? If you have no sense of duty, I think it's going to be hard for you to have a real great value for yourself. And there may be half of humanity has no value for themselves. Maybe you can't even do the exercise, but to ask yourself, what is my sense of duty, is to me very akin to who am I? Once I don't know who I am, I have no sense of duty except, hey, I need a meal. I need to get laid. Okay. I need some cash. I'll do whatever. That is the society we live in today. Fuck it, man. Take it from anybody. Sense of duty. I would beg you. Okay. In fact, we will discuss this next week. I'm writing it down right now. Sense of duty. And I'd like 1,000 comments about what your sense of duty is by next week. Okay. And I'd like you to DM me on it and put in sense of duty. It's got to have the header, sense of duty. I'll give, we have to get 1,000 of them, but I'll give $500 to the best guy. I'll remember to make this promise. $500. I will not send you crypto. I will send you only fiat. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. I'll send $500 to what I choose as the best sense of duty next Sunday. We'll announce it at the end of next Sunday. Did I say $500? Let's do 1,000 because that's really a good one. We'll do $1,000. In fact, we'll do $1,000. One winner, not number 2, number 3 winners. One freaking winner. Why do we want to shed all that, spread it around, democratize it? Let's just give the big winner the big cash. So sense of duty, if I could get 1,000 people to shoot me. Oh, I got to have 1,000 of them. Nobody's getting $1,000 from me unless I get the 1,000 sense of duties. Sense of duty. I am a powerhouse of a human being. I have a great sense of duty. I am a great warrior. These are real for me, okay? I've been saying these to myself my whole life. I am a leader. I heard 2 weeks ago from a guy's worth $200 or $300 million, who's a motivational guy, and said, hey, don't ever tell anybody your dreams. I got to tell you, I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay. Where I'm going to take you, where I'm trying to take you is sense of duty. I have to have a sense of duty. Okay. The reason you don't have a sense of duty is you don't know who you are. I am Gary Cardone. Once I know I am Gary Cardone, and then I start going through how weird I am. See, I like weird. I used to call both my daughters, man, you're fucking weird, and you're even weirder. Hey, it's an acknowledgement, a badge of freaking honor to be weird in my family. Who wants to be like everyone else? Dude, if you meet me and I don't remember your name a week ago, that's not my fault. That's your fault. Be weird, man. Do something that lets me remember you other than send me a direct message. Hey, I need $1,000. That's just not Let me pitch a deal to you. That's not going to get my attention. I have a great sense of duty. If I die in 22 days, I would like to leave a bigger print on this planet. I'd like to leave a big, a big pressure point on, hey, Gary Cardone was here, not necessarily out of the ego, but hey, you know what? A man made a difference. One man makes a difference. 37 men don't make a difference all at one time, but 37 men can make separate differences, man. And it's just, Tommy, it's lonely over here. Okay, there's plenty of room in leadership. When was the last time anyone thought we had way too many leaders? Or we oversupplied in America with exceptionalism? Or we oversupplied in America with leadership? I mean, I'm talking about real leadership, okay? This kind of leadership which says, hey, are you doing the right thing or are you being an absolute parasite? Which is it? You're either fucking digging the ditch or you're watching someone dig the ditch. Look, I don't believe in shaming people into doing shit, but sometimes hearing the crack of the bullet over your head is actually good. I think you guys should wake the fuck up. Okay, you just saw a man, his head was, I mean, dude, how many of these do you need to see until you understand this is a very dangerous place? And there's zero fact about the lives we're living. And you and I, as men and women, should be outraged that we trust no one. I'm going to end right here because I'm going to probably end keeping you upset. Tell me how much you trust the doctors, the nurses, the scientists, the chemists, the teachers, the pharmaceutical companies, MasterCard, Visa, the financial houses, the banking system, churches, any government entity whatsoever, anyone that sells you food, any corporation that come on, man. We have outsourced our entire society to people we don't even know. And then you read about them on Saturday and go, wow, I can't believe he's got a $500,000 million boat. And you look at these people like celebrities, like they're something special. Dude, they're no more special. They're no more fixed or broken than I am. They have 8 more zeros than me. They cannot spend any more time on yachts than I can. Not a fucking second more. These aren't superheroes, dude. These are embarrassments for mankind. I expect my look. I expect my brother to do great things. Not because he wants to build an empire, but because he is a great human being and he has skills. Okay, that's what we should be talking about right now. Otherwise, we're fucked this up, man. More IMs, guys. We need more IMs. The universe needs more IMs. Every now and then I want to go, hey, I'm sorry for going on so long. And, it's not really, I'm sorry. I'm really trying to say that I'm disappointed in myself that I'm not more focused. Maybe there's just so much happening, and I'm so sure that, like, you know why we're arguing together? Because we're scared, and we all have been told a bunch of lies. We're just reiterating these lies, okay? We're just reiterating lies. We're just duplicating shit right out of our mouth that we think we know. I want to say thank you to everyone here. I really appreciate you guys finding me, being involved in my universe. This has become really, really cool. I still can't believe I'm doing it, but it's become a very interesting thing for me to do. Um, Again, I get so much more help out of this. I can't say that it's the funnest thing I've ever done in my life, but I think I will look back one day and I'll be like, wow, man. By the way, we started this and I said, hey, run toward the fear. I did not want to do this. Okay. Like I could have talked my way out of this a lot. And that's why I make decisions very fast. There's no sense in me debating this. What am I going to go chat with a few of you people? No one can do this but me. Meaning, I'm the only one that can make a decision like this. I'm the only one that was given this message. I spend my whole life doing this. I am, my brother will tell you, like, he saw me take 7 years off of my life. Literally just retired from the whole industry just because I'm tired, dude. I'm tired of doing something for other people just because other people said, bro, you're making too much money to leave. I'm like, no, I'm not staying for money. I think I was making like $7 million a year. I'm like, I'm not staying for 7. That's the worst reason in the world to stay somewhere. And here I am now. My journey's been amazing, man. And so all I'm doing is I end up here by total fluke, but the message hit me and I'm really good at listening to the message. And that's why I'm here. And I will continue to be here, even if it's, makes me, it doesn't, this is not the easiest thing in the world to do. And I got so much out of it today. Sense of duty is monster for me, dude. You will know that. Sense of duty for me. The right thing to do is the right thing. Period. Exclamation mark. And about 30 million more periods. The right thing to do is the right thing to do. That is all you have to know. Somebody asked me earlier, hey, who taught you your morality? I'm like, nobody taught me my parents set some good examples, but I know what the right and wrong thing is. Always. Always. Go do the right thing today, okay? You're going to help some people today, okay? Strangers, go out and help a stranger today and confront your pain, confront your fear, if you didn't like what you heard today, maybe you need to confront that I was right. You're not doing enough. You cannot wait for your children to do this. It will be too late, man. Like it's now or never. We have an entire shift of politics and finance. The religions and our very understanding of humanity. All of that's happening right now. We're here whether we like it or not. And I think there's a lot of key players out there that are going to be very, very important for the future. Remember, we need you preparing now. I need you like boning up for the quiz now. The fight has yet to start, man. Like I'm getting better at this, right? I'm getting better. You can see, oh, wow, he's really getting better. You may not like it as much, but I feel like I'm getting, I'm getting more comfortable. And that usually comes with, oh, wow, more confidence, right? Confidence. You're here for a reason, dude. If you came into my universe, you are most certainly here for a reason. Don't discount it. You're not important. Okay. If you came into my universe, you did not come into my little universe just like, oh yeah, just passing by. Okay. There's something sweet here. There's something deeply valuable. And, let's hope we won't need it, but I'm most certainly sure that we will. So 3,748 people. Love you guys a ton. Just want to acknowledge a few people: PJ, Kyra, Yowzer, Jennifer Selden, call me Aunt. Robert Fluty's always in the house. Thanks, brother. Your courage is an example. Thank you, buddy. That, it's beautiful stuff like that. Jennifer Selden's always Seiden. You'll have to tell me how to say that, Jennifer. Thank you so much. PJ's always so sweet to me. Thank you, Gary. Let's see who we got. Just Swap It's in her house. Awesome, dude. Next week, I am freedom. I am freedom. I am peace. I am freedom. And I am a great warrior, dude. See, I can be peaceful and be a badass all at the same time. PJ Cow says, I'm waking up. Blockchain Betty says, thank you, G-Dog. Mark Kramer, you are a stream of consciousness thinker. Yeah, that's funny you say that. I've been told that a number of times. It's kind of a weird comment, but thank you. Flooding the Zone by Yowzer. Thank you, bro. Al says, I am the glue. I am the light by Pongo. Saucy says, I'm unlocking my account after DMing you. All right, big boy. Stephanie, I'm proud of being weird. Yeah, you are weird, Steph. Let's see. Who else we got? Will Anderson, too many titles and placeholders. Yowzer says something big happening in Michigan right now. Shit, man, something's happening everywhere. Something happening in Yowzer. Yowzer is transforming. Hey, you guys go transform yourself. Be great today. Send this recording to somebody, okay? Let's expand this group. You guys cannot tell me there aren't 3 people that they can put it on fast forward, okay? They don't have to listen to the whole thing. Send a recording out to somebody that needs it. Love you guys. Thank you very much. Y'all have an awesome day. And we will see you the next time we see you. I am free.